What is up, guys, and welcome to another Smash Ultimate discussion video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking all about Sephiroth's tier placement and how good I think he is after 3 days of playing him. I'm going to be talking about what his biggest flaws are that I can notice from the first 3 days and what his biggest strengths are as well, and I'm going to be talking kind of a little bit about his matchup split against certain characters. So first I wanted to start off by talking about Sephiroth's strengths. He is very good at keeping your opponent out. So forward air is something that a lot of people I have seen, especially when playing against other Sephiroths online, is that they don't use forward air enough. Forward air is actually a really good tool for just poking because you can do it as an approaching tool, as a fadeaway tool, or you can just do it as a double jump catch. And forward air can actually lead into itself off stage. So if you forward air somebody off stage and they try to recover high, you can actually just do double jump forward air to catch a double jump. You can chase them down with a forward air like that, and especially when you get into one-winged angel mode, since you have 3 jumps, you can just kind of poke them with forward tilt depending on how high they go. If they go high, you can do another double jump, but since you have 3 jumps, and get them with another forward air, and it can kill at around 90% if you get the actual mid hitbox of it. But overall, I would say people need to use forward air a lot more, and it is one of his best strengths because it does 10%, which isn't incredible, but it does keep your opponent out. His back air also has great range. The only problem with back air is that you have to space it correctly. For example, it's not like Marth where you have to hit the end hitbox. To get the strongest hit, you actually have to hit it in the middle. So you can see I did 17.4% of damage there, but if I just hit Ryu with the end hitbox, I only do 14.7%. So you actually have to space it correctly, so you can't utilize its full range if you want its maximum kill power or damage percentage. But I would still say back air is an incredible move because you can catch double jumps off of ledge, and you can also use it off stage once you have one-winged angel mode and just stuff people out with back air like that. And he has a decent recovery, so you can get back to stage. There's a lot of things that he can mix up. For example, if I'm facing away and doing this, you might think that I would be punishable there, but if you approach on the ground, I can just quickly turn it around like this. Oh, I'm messing up. You can turn it around like that, and it actually gives you like a few extra frames of advantage, so you can actually, instead of just doing this, boom, you're done, and you can do this, and you actually get that little turnaround frame. I think it's like a 5-frame advantage, so it can catch many people off guard. And you can actually do the same thing with up B as well. You can be facing away, so your opponent might think you got a free punish, but then you can direct it in a certain direction. Like if I'm facing up, I suddenly go up, so if they try to go above me, if I'm facing backwards, I suddenly turn it around if they think they can approach me and punish me for facing opposite. He's a character that I think up B needs to be utilized a lot more. For example, if I throw him up and start charging up B, he has a few different options. If he just lands in front of me, I can use the forward tilted up B to get some damage. If he tries to go above me, I can suddenly tilt it up and hit him from above. If he tries to go behind me, I can tilt it from behind and do like that. I just think there's so many uses for juggling, especially ending the juggle with the up B, especially since he has a really good juggle tool in up air, and it can hit pretty well. And even if you don't want to do an up B, you can always do an up smash. But those are, I think, his biggest strengths, and obviously he has a pretty decent projectile. This move is ridiculous. It should not be as good as it is. It provides a pressure tool, and I found that obviously you get the down smash shield break occasionally, but if you can get 2 on your opponent, they're going to obviously want to shield, so you can actually use up B, and if you get all the hits of up B in 2 balls that'll hit them, that can actually break their shield, and it's a lot more reliable than down smash because they can roll out before you can roll out of the hit stun before you can actually use down smash. But since up B has such a wide range and it catches from a long ways away, it will always usually catch their roll and their shield will be low, so you either shield poke them and get the actual percentage, or you can shield break them. But those are his main strengths. Now I want to talk about where I think he is on the tier list. I would say that he does actually get nerfed online, and I'll talk about this later in his matchup chart, but he struggles a lot with projectile characters. For example, Ryu. I've only played a few Ryus online on Elite Smash, but I did have a problem dealing with Shoryuken, especially the fire version of it. because it is kind of like a rush down tool without the actual character having to rush down. So obviously you can just shield it, right? But the only problem with that is that your opponent can then, what Ryus do is they jump above you and then they nair you and they start their combo trees. And the problem with Sephiroth is that he doesn't really have a great out of shield option. His best out of shield option would be something like up tilt, which is pretty slow, down tilt, jab, or maybe a jump nair. And those options aren't going to be great against a character like Ryu, who has like a frame 2 up tilt or a frame 1 up tilt or frame 1 down tilt. So he does struggle with rush down characters, and since he cannot deal with projectiles that well because his counter does not reflect, you will struggle, especially online, since he can't parry as well, so you can't get the optimal punishes on most projectiles. So most projectile characters like Ryu, I struggle a lot with Lynx because they can just kind of throw the boomerang, and the boomerang can mess up certain things because you're always going to want to be jumping. You have to use your forward air and back air, you have to jump, and that boomerang, especially if they angle it downwards toward the stage, it comes at an awkward angle and kind of prevents Sephiroth from approaching at all and getting out his strong moves like forward air and back air. He also struggles to kill sometimes against certain characters. His kill moves are forward air, he has back air, he can have down air spikes occasionally. Forward tilt is a very good kill move depending on if you actually hit the strong hitbox or not. Up air can kill, and if you hit the strong hitbox, up smash can kill, and then all of his other smashes also kill. So you might be thinking, oh, he has a bunch of kill moves, even his neutral B and his side B kill as well. So what are you talking about with he struggles to kill? Well, the problem is that against certain characters like Link, they can kind of keep you out once they're at kill percent. So you're going to be having your opponent at 132, so you can no longer combo off of nair and certain things like that. So once you have your opponent that high, they can kind of start camping you, and online Sephiroth can't do much about it because, like I said before, you're not going to be parrying all of their items, all of the projectiles that they throw at you, so you cannot get the optimal punishes that you're going to need to actually deal with these characters, which is why I think that he does get nerfed online. So online, I would put him at the top of mid tier. Offline, I think he gets a lot better, and I think he's actually one of the characters who gets nerfed the hardest online because he is super technical, even though he does have a sword. I would say offline, he is definitely top 20. I don't think anybody can say that he's not top 20, but the argument is if he's high tier or if he's top tier. Top tier is top 10, so I will go ahead and say that it's very hard to make a decision on this. I would say that he's not top tier. I would say he's top 15. I would not say he's top 10. There are arguments to be made on both sides. I can understand both ways, but since it's only day 3, I don't want to go ahead and say this character is broken or this character is top tier yet. I think he does have the potential to be top tier, depending on how you play him. Like I said, there are lots of things that we have not fully utilized yet. I think there are some certain combos in One-Winged Angel mode that, because he does become really oppressive in One-Winged Angel mode, especially when you're playing and this is really noticeable when you're playing a Ditto on Elite Smash. When one Sephiroth has One-Winged Angel, they just kind of dominate the match. Like, he's faster, his combos are better, he does more damage. He gets out of shield options faster, which is one of his biggest weaknesses. All of his combos kill, and the third jump really does come in handy because you can kind of, what I think is a really good thing to do is you can just kind of drop down and do the up B off stage, and it kind of covers all your options because they either have to go high if you go down with a forward tilt, and then you can just catch them on ledge like that, continue the edge guard, keep poking them out. If they try to recover, do that again. I think his edge guarding is really good, and it needs to be utilized a lot more. And doing stuff like nair, forward air, or like even since you have 3 jumps in One-Winged Angel mode, a nair, forward air, stuff like that is really good for Sephiroth, and I think it does need to be utilized a lot more. For other matchups he struggles against, I've said Ryu, I've said he probably struggles against Ken, he struggles against the Lynx because they're just going to be throwing projectiles at you. He also struggles with characters like Lucas, depending on how good the Lucas and Ness, because what the problem is that they can absorb his side B, which is one of his greatest tools. They can absorb his neutral B, which is also one of his best tools. So you basically are stuck, and they are rush down characters at the same time. And since your counter does not And they also have the baseball bat, especially for Lucas. It's a lot more oppressive, that can reflect projectiles. So that's my overall feelings about how good Sephiroth is right now. Obviously, there's lots of room for improvement, but I want to see what you guys think. How good is he? Do you guys think he is? Is he top tier or is he high tier? Leave your answers in the comments down below. But before we end this video, I want to talk about the graph. Obviously, you can see that most of the people that watch my videos aren't subscribed, and you guys really seem to like the last Sephiroth video. It got over 1,000 views, and if everybody that watched that video subscribed, then I'd be at the 1,000 subscribers, and that would be incredible. So make sure to subscribe down below if you enjoyed this video. Thank you all for watching it, and I will see you guys in the next video.